Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Straight Talk with Jillian. Today, we are continuing in our series. We're still in the series of Know Yourself. It's important that you and I know ourselves. So feel free to go ahead and share this live with as many friends as you would like. You can start off with a handful and bring them in little by little. So let's jump in. Today I want to talk about self-love. Did you know that self-love isn't selfish? It isn't. And in order to know yourself, know your value, know your worth, you got to know yourself. You got to know the woman in the mirror. You got to know the man in the mirror. You've got to know you. You got to know how you receive love. You got to know what love feels like. You got to put yourself first. And putting yourself first is not a bad thing. Putting yourself first is not a selfish thing. Do you want to know why people feel exhausted, overlooked, and unfulfilled? That's because they master taking care of everybody else and they have forgotten how to love themselves. Yeah. And today I want to bring that to your attention because lack of self-love is seeping over into your professional life. By profession, I am an executive transformational specialist, and I get to coach leaders every day. And one of the things that I'm noticing, that people struggling to receive feedback. They're also struggling to receive compliments. They're struggling with a lot of internal things that many of them are working with their therapists on, but they are coming to me for coaching on leadership, communications, time management, and personal development, and confidence, and things like that. But underneath it all, what I'm noticing is that a lot of people neglect loving themselves. They don't know what true love feels like. They struggle with it. So I wanted to share that today with you and have you take a peek into yourself. Stand in front of the mirror and let yourself know that you see you. You see her. You see him. Because self-love isn't arrogant. It's not putting yourself above others. That's not what it is. Self-love is knowing your worth, knowing your value, and also setting healthy boundaries. Here's the thing. When you know your worth, you're going to ask for the money. When you know your worth, that you're doing 2 and 3 people's jobs, you're going to advocate for yourself. Loving yourself, show up in your money. Loving yourself will show up in respecting yourself and respecting yourself enough to exit spaces that's not serving you. It's speaking to yourself with love like you speak to your best friend. Right? Hey, Julie, thank you for meeting me here. Brooklyn, Logic, thank you. Hey, T. Hey, Carlos, thank you for joining me this morning. I appreciate you guys. It's so important that we take time to love ourselves. Loving yourself, you're saying, I'm no longer going to settle for less. I'm no longer going to settle for breadcrumbs. I deserve more. Putting yourself first is a form of self-love. And it's important that you do it on a daily basis. It becomes a habit. It becomes a practice for you. It becomes a default. So when you go into the interview, when you go into take on that stretch assignment, when you go in to have that conversation, you're not bringing little old me to the table. You're bringing the confident you because you love who you are. You know your value and you know your worth. You stop chasing validation when you love yourself. You stop shrinking in places and spaces that you've outgrown. Put it in the chat. Have any one of you I'm looking to see messages here. Have any one of you stayed in a role longer than you needed to? Have any one of you stayed at a company longer than you needed to? I remember staying in a role longer because I was concerned about my accent. I was concerned about, I had acne on my skin. At that time, I wasn't wearing makeup. At that time, I didn't understand that makeup was there to cover it. And it affected my self-worth and my value. What are those things that's standing in the way of you showing up? And from the time I knew makeup was available, I put the makeup on and I keep on moving. And now I can walk into rooms and be confident and not let that stand in my way. I know my worth. I know my value. I know that I have an accent and I own it. I love my accent. I love who I am. I don't let the things that could get in my way. I say could. They used to. And I want you to get present to that. Because when you start to love yourself, your confidence show up better. You get bolder, you get strong, you get clear about who you are. You're able to speak up and advocate for yourself. You're able to ask for the raise. You're able to ask for that next assignment. You're able to ask for that next project. You're able to speak up in team meetings because you love you. You know you have something to say, right? It's so important. And you may say, why does self-love matter, coach? Right? I'm so glad you asked. Hi, Kevin. Good morning. Honey Love. I like that name, Honey Love. Pretty. Because the relationship you have with yourself is the standard that you set for every other relationship you will have. Hi, Gwen. The relationship you have with you is the standard. Remember that. You have to have a standard to know how you're going to show up in your workplace, how you're going to show up in your personal relationships with your spouse, your significant other, with your children, with your friends. How are you going to show up? Hi, Carrie. If you don't decide now that you love yourself enough to show up with confidence, even in your friendships, they need to know your value. They need to respect and honor you just like you respect and honor them. But when you love yourself, it's something that calls you to command you to come forward and to be that person. Self-love is not selfish. I want you to get that. I said it already. I'm saying again. It's not selfish. It's the foundation of healthy, fulfilling, and purpose-driven life. It's at the core. If you want to experience a purpose-driven life and have a life with impact, I want you to know. Talk to me. Put a comment in here. Ask me some questions. I want you to know that self-love is right up there next to oxygen. Yeah. When you love yourself, you say, this is the way I love myself. I teach others how to treat me. The way you love yourself, you teach others how to treat you. And others could be anybody. Could be the boss, your coworker, your spouse, your children, your friends, anybody. Loving yourself, it is so important. It shows up in all areas of your life, not just at work, not just at home. It's in the community, it's at work, it's at home, it's everywhere. Self-love, you walk differently. Self-love, you speak differently. You talk to yourself with love and compassion. You talk to yourself as if you're talking to your best friend. You don't put yourself down. You don't call yourself names outside of the legal name you were given at birth. It is so important that you know how important self-love is. Hi, Anointed One. Hi, Mohammed. Hi, Albert. Thank you so much for meeting me here. And as I wrap up, I want you to feel comfortable in pausing to tell yourself that I love you. There's nothing wrong with that. Value that. And if it feels a little awkward, it's okay. Keep doing it until it becomes comfortable. Pause in the mirror. Admire your eyes, your eyebrows, your lips, your hair, your chin, your shoulder. admire you. When you love you, you know how to love others. When you love you, you will show up with confidence. You will show up with boldness. You will show up with influence. And you will expand your range. And if you're ready to transform your life through and with self-love, let me join you on your journey. Click the link in my bio or somewhere around this video, I will put it, to get 15 minutes on the calendar so we can see if we're a good fit. Because I coach leaders to expand their range in my 12-week program. And in there, the R in range is a acronym for the program that I share with my clients. The R is for recognize your power. I help you to recognize your power. You have the power of everything you need on the inside, so you can love who you are and you can let your love shine through, right? The A is you align yourself with that job, with that role, with that relationship, with purpose. You have to be aligned in order to get out of it what you really need and what you are there to exchange. You give and you get. You got to be aligned to be able to have a fulfilling relationship, right? And you navigate with intelligence. This is emotional intelligence. It is time for us to stop playing small. It's time for us to stop hiding, come out of hiding, and up-level your game, right? And the G, you grow your presence. You got to grow. You got to grow your presence. Rachel, thank you for being here. And the E, you execute with confidence. Confidence is something, thank you for the love. Confidence opens doors for you when you can ask for what you want, when you can advocate for yourself, when you can go in the room but use your smile, open your mouth and speak up. When you love you, nobody can tell you nothing. Listen, nobody can tell you anything. You know who you are. You know your value. You know your worth. You walk like it. You have an attitude. So if you're ready to up-level your leadership as you lead you, when I say leadership, I'm not just talking about being up front in a position leading a team. It's that, but it's so much more. In order to lead anybody over there, you gotta first lead you. You gotta know yourself. You gotta know how to say yes to you, how to say no to others, how to advocate for yourself, how to decide that today and no more. Matter of fact, this morning I was taking a walk. I do my mile walk every morning to power up because I loved being in nature and outside. And I started with my mantra today. And my mantra, and I'll share it here, is an intention that I'm setting for myself. And it helps you to command your day to get things done. And it says, I'll focus on what moves me forward. Yeah, forward. You've got to decide, because I love myself enough to know what I want and what I desire, and I've got to set some intentions to make that happen. I love myself enough to put guardrails around me. I don't need anybody to do that for me. I'm doing it for myself. I'm setting intentions because I want to complete the assignments and the things that I need to do today. So I set the stage for myself. So many times people complain about being micromanaged at work. And the reason you're micromanaged is because you're not micromanaging yourself. You're not leading yourself. You're not loving yourself. It's time. It's time to take charge and command yourself to become the best version of you, sir and ma'am. All right? I am so grateful that you all, thank you, favored. I appreciate you. Thank you for the love. Thank you, Andrew, for meeting me here. Thank you all for being here on a Wednesday. I will be back every Wednesday at around this time. So tune in, go to the link in my bio and book your 15-minute free consultation. Also look at other videos, share them, and expand your range. It is time to become the best version of you. I'll be grateful and happy to see you soar Let me join you in the journey because I want you to win. Have a great day, and we'll see each other soon. Thank you all. Bye-bye.